equally walk around here as to the opposite side. What else should I do?
Not grimace when someone says something stupid.
Like this.
Open.
You must not allow your personal feelings of any individual to show up in that meeting. Now, somebody taught me a long time ago, and my wife thinks that I'm excellent at that. She said, you never have to raise your voice. You never have to do anything. Very politely, you can cut people into pieces, and they would not even know. You are never to raise your voice. You're never to look at somebody and say, ugh. You're never to discriminate based on color, gender, or anything else. You must not think that men are this and women are this. If you do not have those behaviors, you are not going to be a good facilitator, whether you use the nominal group technique or not. Anything else you want to add? Your tone? At what level? You must not talk fast.
You can't be like me.
Should we tell him?
How do you get stakeholders to buy into each other that are like different education? And, I think there's a segregation about managers and technicians, and I wouldn't think that they would think that they have equal voices.
You create an environment that makes it as equal as possible, and the nominal group technique does that. Your behavior, guiding and facilitating, does that. You at that moment are the leader of that group. Your behavior and how you treat everybody else dictates to everybody else what is accepted or not accepted. If I completely focus right here, watch this. Because he is the head of Y12. And by the way, I met the head of Y12 the other day, and I didn't even know who he was. I was down at Jack Case, and he said, "Hey, how you doing? Long time no see," or something like that. I don't know. And I'm thinking, said, I really don't know who. I said, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" And then after they left, it was like, that was the head of Y12, and what? Here and in Texas. Morgan.
Smith.
Yeah. So don't do that. Okay? To some extent, to the best ability that you can, you have to understand each individual in the class. All right? That's what your behavior is. Your behavior carries a tremendous amount of influence on how that team is going to respond. We're doing a project at Covenant Health. They've tried to do these projects several times and may not have succeeded as they wanted to succeed. We're having a meeting. A meeting is going to be very much like this. And we're going to say, it is not going to be acceptable if you come into a meeting after 2 weeks and say, well, we were too busy and we just couldn't do something. Either not be on the team right now, but you do not have that ability. So you set the rules up ahead of time. Now, that is yours, and you carry, by your behavior, more than you think, a level of influence. You think it's by position. That is not correct. I believe at this moment, and I was the department head of industrial engineering, that I have now more influence than I had when I was department head. Because as department head, I signed off on people's things. I now have more influence because of other reasons. Influence is not by title. Influence is by the respect that other people have of you. and your behavior carries a lot of that weight. So when we talk about the nominal groove technique, it does not talk about your behavior. It only says, put it on postie boats and put it up. Now, what are you observing for? What are you observing?
Engagement.
All right, tell me about the engagement. How do you determine engagement?
Contact, how they're sitting.
Tell me about how they're sitting.
Well, if their posture is forward or
Yeah.
in the
Watch this.
topic or direction.
Not exactly. Inspiring. You know that person is not there. They're only there because they're required to be there. What else? What else are you looking for?
Conflict between the team members.
How do you determine that?
Who's barking around?
Huh?
Stink eye.
Where they sit.
Across from each other.
Where they sit. Where they sit tells you a lot about that individual. Not only about that individual, but about their relationship. For example, why are these two individuals always so far apart? They either don't know each other, or there's a conflict.
Like the other day, you asked who we liked better.
Well, that's true. I'm sorry. I created that conflict. What else are you looking for? Where they sit, how they sit.
Facial expressions while other people are talking.
How do you know that somebody's mentally not there?
See them starting to do the falling asleep.
Your eye contact with them. If you have a person in here that you never had eye contact with, there is a problem with me, watch this, with me or with that person. You cannot assume just because I don't have a eye contact with somebody that that person is at fault. It could be me that is causing that. How is it that your behavior, as soon as we started talking about this, automatically changed and your postures changed? Do you see your dynamics?
What are you seeing?
I saw people slouching. All of a sudden, the people are now like sitting like this. Why? Huh?
You made them aware.
But you have to realize, this is not about this class. This class is temporary. We have to prepare you not only for systems thinking, but we have to prepare you to the best ability that we can, not to only impact your own work area, but in general society. How many of you, and we're deviating off a little bit, consider yourself to be leaders? Before you answer it, think very hard on what that means. This is not fun, see? Not only am I calling you, you can call me out, and I can answer the same question that I'm asking you. How many of you are leaders? How many, like 3? What makes you a leader?
Followers.
Pretty good. Why do you have followers?
Well, I mean, to me, like a manager is an assigned position. A leader has followers that are, when I say that, I mean kind of involuntarily, you know, or voluntarily.
Can you come up here?
they also have different flow rates.
No autograph.
Analyze rock.
A special photograph is a connection.
I'll tell you what I think,
Not a whole lot of sitting over here.
but first you tell me what you think.
There are pieces about what a leader is. Find out.
I want you to first tell me, what do you know about Rocky? And then tell me, is this the person that you would follow? He has a lot of followers, so I'm assuming somebody.
He's caring about his community.
What's that?
He's caring about his community. For helping others.
He's confident.
Here's what I see. I know that he went down to New Orleans. And I asked myself the question, why?
Kept going around. It comes back to
Other than the fact that he missed classes, we would never have known where he is. And it's not that he came up and he said, oh my God, look at what I did in New Orleans.
back onto himself. Here's another way to draw it.
He has been very proactive in coming to the office and setting on meetings between us and Ornell to transition what he's learning
Okay, so
to Ornell.
Here's some more network.
When was it, 2 weeks ago or something like that?
There's a tree.
We had a meeting at Ornell
Set of-
about taking some of his ideas back to his area. Why, if all he cared about this class was his grade, why is he doing this?
That's called a Spanish tree. That is where you,
All right.
then you know.
What other things do you know? How many classes has he missed? Whenever he was in New Orleans, other than that, I don't think that he missed. How many class assignments do you think he's late on? Once, when he sent me an email saying, let me tell you the reason that there's an issue, and I said, it's okay. When he comes to class, does he slouch? Does he engage you? Does he talk and tell you what he thinks and share with you? This is my thoughts about Rocky. I didn't want to say the bad thing.
No, that's what I was waiting on. There's usually a but.
What's that?
He said, let's do Dane.
If tomorrow Rocky came and said, I don't want to work for Ornell, but I want to work for UT, do you think that he would be on the top of my list? Why? It is not that his conversation with me was any different than other conversations that I had. It is simply his body language. So is he a leader or not? I don't know. Well, all I know is he's going way beyond the expectations that he has as a student in this class to make a difference.
One of the first questions that you might ask the network is what we interviewed last.
I think that you can use these tools
What's the sort of?
and facilitate,
So let's look
but with
how
what purpose?
to solve the sort of problem.
With what purpose is it that we want to do that?
I think the value of this is where what we're doing now.
For example, in my opinion, the most important thing on this class is what? If we can take 1/4 of the people that then go back and not about Ornell and Y12, but go change society, I think we're a success. Carla tells me that our success is measured in other terms. For example, the number of people graduating out of the cohort that are in top management positions, not because only of this, but this was a complement, is fairly impressive. At Ornell, we have a couple of division leaders that are members of the cohort. And people have been promoted because they have got these degrees, but not only because they've got these degrees. but it is also the character of that individual. And you just don't realize how important character is in creating a team and creating a following, and not only this, because here, that's what I don't want you to perceive. Slides are there on the nominal technique, but I showed you. Put it on the post, make everybody involved, equal voice and all that stuff. But if you do that, you have to have a character that follows that. And here's what I suspect. We have different kind of characters in different environments. How many, when you volunteer for Little League, have a different character? How many of you, when you go to church, have a different character? How many of you, when you see your neighbor not able to cut their grass, go cut their grass for them and have a different character? How is that character, that person who you are, truly are, not brought back to work? You know how many people have told me that you're getting to an age that you need to slow down? I'll bring Carline every week, Monday morning. You need to slow down. What for? If we're asking people to do something, we can't slow down ourselves and say, oh, you go out and do it, and you go out and do it, and you go out and do it. These are important things that when you facilitate, you must understand beyond the techniques that you're going to use. The technique that we're now introducing to you is nominal group technique. But I would like you, if it's possible, for your own reading, to go read something on body language. To go read something on how to lead a group. Right? For example, what do you know about eye contact? What happens when somebody goes like this?
They're looking up and to the left. They're making
They're lying.
up. They're lying. And they're looking
And
up
I
to the
should
right.
test it out. And not exactly. When somebody I know is lying to me, I will find out that they're not exactly looking to your eyes. They go, hey, get out of my office. Are we okay? Two things we did today. I know, and we've gone into the other class. You have a conceptual model. Are we okay? Within that conceptual model, we have in understanding, when we have the bottleneck, how to decompose and understand the system better. Fair enough? If I understand the system better, I can put it into the form of a failure modes effects analysis, where this becomes what? Bottleneck step. This becomes people, material, etc. These are the subcategories underneath people, material, something, and then I fill them up. This will then determine for us not the requirements, but the people that can provide you the requirements. These are now, for the first time, I know the group of people that I need to bring in. Would you agree with that? But on a systematic approach. And when you bring them in, you are now going to get them involved in a group that says, guys, everybody's equal, but you're not going to say that. You're not going to say that. You're going to create that environment. All right? So one is a nominal group technique. Use these posties. Do what you did. Good enough. Watch for your behavior. All right? Fair enough? Take lunch break. Bring your lunch in. I don't know which class we're going to continue with, but we'll pick one up. Huh?
Oh yeah.